couple of weeks back, we had this whole, which is now highly publicised, this whole Dan Hardy, Herb Dean, fiasco. I don't think the question is whether it was stopped late or not. I think, watching the replays, I'll say that it probably should have been stopped. But I also granted, I say, well, in the heat of the moment, it's not like the ref has replays to go off and stuff. So it's easy to say, after the fact to go, well, I think that was a late stoppage or whatever. But obviously at the time, Herb kept it going for whatever reason. Do you agree that it was late, I guess, in a sense, after the fact? And two, what are your thoughts on the whole Dan Hardy, obviously, screaming at the top of his lungs? And I guess, look, it wouldn't have made such a difference if it was a full stadium, because you probably wouldn't have heard him. But being in the landscape that we are at the moment with no audience and stuff, it's obviously very loud. And then afterwards, obviously, they've had a back and forward where they've both jumped on their socials and tried to tell their side of the story and stuff like that. But what was your take on that whole fiasco?
I like both guys. I've worked with them both. They're both great guys. First of all, Herbie was one of the best referees on the planet.
Well, they call him the gold standard, right? So he is like what people look forward to, and if you were going to go try to be a ref, most people will point in his direction and go, that's who you should be kind of like studying, I guess.
Absolutely. And if any of my UFC fights, if I've ever looked for advice, I've gone to Herb, and he's provided phenomenal feedback. So I love the guy as a referee, as a person. He's great. And one thing people don't understand is they can't see a fighter's eyes on camera. Herb can. He's a great communicator. I'm sure he was talking to the fighter that got hit. He went around, gave him every chance to defend himself. He saw his hands being stuck in the air. I haven't replayed it too many times, to be honest with you, but from what I saw, I can't talk bad about Herb, but I think he made a great call. Dan yelling out like that, yeah, I can understand you. He's a former fighter. He's a passionate guy. He yelled out. They had a few words. Obviously got publicised. But I don't think it was right of Dan to yell out like that. It should be attended to a lot more professionally, and it always is. There's always a green room talk at the end of the fight, and decisions are discussed.
I guess what it is, as you said, he's a very passionate guy, right? And I guess when he's seeing a colleague of his, because as you say, he is a former fighter, getting hurt, you can see that, we're all emotional creatures at some point in our lives, and I think, sometimes that kind of takes over, right? But yeah, it was just, look, Dana White's come out and said, if anyone does that again, like talk to the official or whatever, he would fire him on the spot. So, Dana White's even kind of, I don't think Dan's lost his job. I think that was more a warning shot now.
Yeah, sure.
From I haven't read that Dan's lost his job, but I think that was kind of like Dana White's take on it. But yeah, it's one of the hardest things, I guess. And
it's a tough job.
Look, even looking back
and it's a thankless job.